Welcome to OnComics. There I am. I am, of course, the ever-loving Lonnie Webb. Thank you for joining us here today. I got rained out of some things I was going to do. So if you don't mind, could I ask that that you come along and hit the like button, share, and do a subscribe. There's a reason for this. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube or Rumble or whatever you're on. And if you find that I'm not on your favorite video platform, please let me know, because I should be. I should be on your platform. You're that important. And when you do sign up and subscribe and all that jazz, please, please, please be sure and hit that little bell so that you can get updates from me. And that's going to be important, because at OnComics, that's the channel that my team is using to share out information about the new things happening with my Indiegogo campaign. And that's being run for me and tied through over at throughcomic.com. You can see the things that are happening. And should you get the desire to do so, you can even follow me at Lonnie Webb over on the Twitters. And since I kind of got rained out, what I'm going to do is I am going to drop in a replay of what I've been doing, and you can see the entirety of page 6 going on. And I will just reach over here and bring that in. I've got instructions this time. Isn't that fabulous? Okay, there we go. We are off to the races, and what you're seeing is what I'm doing. So, or rather, you're seeing the whole file. I'm just doing the tail end of it here, and we'll just go here. Something that I'm doing tomorrow. I hope to get some video for this. I'm doing some Swift testing with my radio gear. And the reason that I'm doing that is there is it's a contest, but it's not really it's not a national contest. There are points awarded, but anybody can go in. You're competing against yourself to see how capable your setup is as a radio operator to go do things. Now, I realize you're probably not a radio operator, but that's something you can get into regardless of the country you're in or even the state. Anybody can do this kind of stuff. Even me, a guy with brain damage, is able to do this kind of stuff. And I'm involved in other things that the radio is very crucial for. And I'm just telling you this, so since I mentioned it on a previous occasion, just hop in and take a peek at this and listen to me babble. So I am KG5WHQ in the U.S. And if you are out doing contesting on the radar contest, you can join in, and you can get your score, and I can compare my score to myself, and you can compare your score to yourself, and If not, you can use this as a reason to go ahead and get involved in this kind of thing. What you're seeing right now is not what I'm doing. What you're seeing is the pencils that laid in all of the work previously, plus the what will become inks for the final page 6. And this is the prologue chapter for Sergeant Rick Rowley and the Temple of Tiamat. I think you're going to like this. I really do. And I've got a clock running here, so I know when to stop. At least I think I do. Well, like I said, I hope I get some video of that to show you how I go about trying out everything for the radio, and then what I'm going to do is take a crack at the actual exercise on over on what day? On Saturday. A lot of people are doing it. My wife is making me something to eat. That's so sweet. Oh yeah. Now I'm putting in blacks to match this page to page 7, and that's going to increase the depth and the tone of the pages as they measure up or match up to make a double page spread there. And like I said, you're seeing the pencils. I think you're going to vastly favor the inks that come in behind that. In fact, we may have run to the end of the pencils being drawn. Let me check here if that is all. Probably is all. Now, let me pause right here. Okay. Now, you are seeing even more greatness. This is the ink layer that you're seeing coming. And what I'm doing is I'm going over what you're looking at with a digital eraser, and I'm lifting out some of the inks that don't look quite right. And I'm a compulsive inker. I will end up throwing away all of my pencils before we're done, I'm sure, or very nearly. And instead of tracing over the pencil marks, I might very well redraw every piece of the scene. That's just a thing I do to myself. A little bit of compulsiveness does make for better looking art. Mm. Should wear my other glasses. These glasses are just terribly reflective and are creating a very interesting lens flare. Drop some black in here. A lot of the black shapes, I'm actually cutting a mask, and I'm pouring paint into it, or ink in a digital sense. I am in the United States, and we have just finished a very big, very exciting, um, very exciting election process for some state seats. And the outcome of that has been that some of the go woke side of things have been moved out of center stage by the elections, and as a result of that, the uh, the news media is just beside themselves. I haven't seen anything quite like this since Donald Trump was coming up for elections. And we've got all kinds of people telling us what kind of freedoms we no longer have because it just ain't so or just ain't right, regardless of how we want to self-govern ourselves. And the right to speak is one of those big things that we Americans cling to, and I'm pretty sure most everybody else is pretty big on that too. The notion that that we're entitled to representation, that we have the right to govern ourselves. I think that's what Magna Carta was all about, wasn't it? In any case, we might be seeing a change in the way that things happen. I'm game for it. I think we should kind of rethink how things have been going in the past few years. I think that's what we're seeing. I spent time watching Doctor Who. It's the first Doctor Who episode I have seen, the Halloween Apocalypse. I haven't seen an episode of Doctor Who in 2 years. 2 years. And don't really know what was Halloween about it other than the day that they premiered it. There wasn't any real reason to say that it was a Halloween episode because there wasn't much about Halloween in that, except I think somebody did in one line say Happy Halloween, or no, it was Dan. He answered the door and there were some kids at the door and he gave them some kind of candy. That was an odd looking thing. If you're from England, would you, and if you saw Doctor Who and you saw the kind of candy or treat that Dan was giving to the kids, would you please tell me what it is that's so special about that? Because it left me a little bit confused. It didn't look like anything that we would get in our local store here. Like if I were to go up to the corner store, I wouldn't get to give anything like that quite. It doesn't. It looks like it's wrapped by hand with some aluminum foil. And I was just wondering what that could possibly be. Thing is how that's frowned on, giving stuff that's handmade. But Dan is supposed to be flat broke. That explains it. If that's the case. Again, I don't know. Maybe there's a Halloween candy in England that replaced. There we go. I like to save every now and then. As things go by. just makes a certain kind of sense. Okay. Whoop, there we go. Let's put some JPEG out there too so that I can share a little sizzle on Twitter sometime when I choose to. Excuse me. Oh, that was just wrong. That was just wrong. All in all, I would say that Doctor Who episode is a vast improvement over what we have been getting from the powers that be over at the BBC. I'm going to get a drink. And yes, you're seeing a replay. You're seeing a replay as a result of things being assembled. I'm seeing part of that. Played back on my screen. You're going to see the final bit on your screen. Oh, that tickled my nose. Easy, easy. There we go. Don't fall over. The writing pool for that series has spent so much time telling us average people, whether we're retired or not. I'm pretty much retired, and we, the fans of Doctor Who, just really do not care for being told that we are wrong or evil or bad or oppressive or whatever, as a result of what people feel here and there. By and large, your feelings are your own business. I don't want to touch them. And what you do in private, none of us care. Don't want to know about it. Just live your life, enjoy your life, be who you are, and go on. But that's made its way into the children's programming, and that's brought about a frowny face from fans of the old show, and we're looking forward to being able to celebrate the science fiction that we have always enjoyed. And I'm a Tom Baker Doctor Who fan. Let's see if that comes up looking any better. Yes. So, that's, yeah, I was afraid of that. Do it another way. Okay. Turn off this because that's, yeah, like I was telling you, I've completely, I have completely redrawn the middle of the page. The top of the page has been touched in different ways. I'm leaving some room there for colors to come in and letters to come in. Keep some air in the page so that these action things can happen on the screen, and there's some places where color can show some excitement and some tone and some emotion. And what I'm doing right now, I'm actually right this minute redrawing the Sarge. He just needs a little more chisel in his jaw. So in the bottom panel, he's having a reaction. He's gritting his teeth. So I want that to look like this stone-faced guy is grinding his teeth. Which means what you're looking at right now is the pencils. I'm stretching that out and I'm making that a rounder head and putting some more tone in the shadows. I'm not trying to put a dramatic effect here. The drama in the prologue happens in another page or two, and you're going to totally see it, and you're going to see why this comic, in a page or two, you will see why this comic, this graphic novel, is intended as a rebuttal to what has been going on with Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, as far as we know, in the current state of affairs, Indiana Jones has been erased from history by now. What we don't know if Bob Chapek has stepped in and forced Kathleen Kennedy to unruin Indiana Jones, because none of us are going to go watch Harrison Ford die on screen at the hands of Kathleen Kennedy. We've done that. We don't need to do that anymore. We have the first trilogy of Indiana Jones, and that's a good place to leave Indiana Jones. Now, when we're done doing when we're done with a character, it's better just to set him on the shelf. You don't have to kill him and then turn him into a woman. No. See, that's why those guys are losing their place in the state houses in the United States, one by one. And some big state houses have overturned. All right, a little more black here. Yeah. You're going to like this. I think you're going to like this. If everything works out right here, you should be seeing me drawing somewhere, but in ink. I'm ignoring my pencils at this point, using them as roughs only, and I'm putting a lot more weight into the page. I'm using negative and positive space with the presence of blacks and with the lack of a sense of airiness. And I'm sorry, I said that backwards. You get it. I know. And I'm hoping that I finish this before I run out of battery. I got some other things to do later. I want to watch a Tom. I hope you didn't hear that. So I'm wanting to watch an old Tom Baker episode from his first season with Doctor Who. Now, Dr. Alex's 13th seasoned 13 has just started. I have not watched that yet. It is on his YouTube channel. It's free. I encourage you to buy his paperback. And he's got he I think he prefers to use his Patreon to sell books supporting the comic. Oh, Look at that. I think I actually ran out of B-roll there. All right, we're going to hold that right there, and when I come back, we'll see the final bit. So I'm going to pause. Okay, we should be back, and you should now see what I have been drawing this whole time today. Like I said, today we've been rained out pretty heavy, and tomorrow I'm going to do some radio stuff, play radio, and on Saturday is the big day for that. It all ties back to citizen radio services, and I'm going to leave this the way it is. I want your opinions. If you don't mind, would you please comment in the YouTube comments or wherever you're watching this? Would you comment on the Sarge's neck? Is that too much neck, or does the Sarge need to be a big and burly type of character? Let me know what you think of that. All right. I don't know if I can zoom that in or not. I will try. This is not finished. This is not finished. There will be more work to come on this part. Okay. Rick Raleigh has absconded with a radio, and there's his radio man. And they're calling some things back and forth. I'm going to attempt. How does that look? It doesn't look real good the way that has zoomed in digitally. It's okay. I'll have it up on the website before too long. But just look at the structure of that neck. Tell me if you like that neck, even zoomed in here, if you approve. And if you don't, okay. I appreciate the effort you took to tell me about what you think. Now I am going to wrap it up here, and I hope you will be kind enough to run over to, there we go, the Temple of Tiamat on Indiegogo. Please back it. Well, I'm not even asking for you to back it. I'm just asking you to sign up for it. You will get an exclusive trading cart perk. And in a few days, I hope you will see what I have settled on as the color palette for the graphic novel. And as I said on Rabbi's channel, I don't think that I'm going to introduce another artist until I can pigeonhole at least $1,000 for an artist to get busy on this. Up until that point, I'll be doing it myself. And I'm starting to like this. I think my original art's gonna hold, but I'd still like to hire somebody to help out. Anyways, thanks for hanging in this long. Click like on the video if you like what you see. And if you didn't like it, thank you for sticking around anyway. And saying that, I will see you when I can. Bye-bye now. Hey, guess what? We're now on the Twitters. You can look us up at OnComics on the Twitters. If you want to go there and follow us and get whatever great new information is coming along, because there's always something. But lo, you ask, what about the other social medias? Oh, that's heartbreaking. But what I'll do for you is I'm going to send you over to my link tree, and that is linktr.ee/OnComics. Don't worry about the capitalization. You will be taken then to my great page link. That is everything that is currently going on that involves this, that, or the other thing. You will find some free comics over at the main website. Click on that and you'll have a great old time. And if there's anything else you need, be sure and hit me up through one of those mechanisms. I will talk to you when I can.